when people work for a living, when you work to earn a paycheck at the end of the week, and that paycheck goes to paying your bills and to paying, supporting your family with food and doing all these things, which most people do nowadays because that's what it's come to. And when your mentality is, I'm earning this money in order to support my family and do this, you're already off track. Right. You've completely missed the first thing you're supposed to do. Right. And I know we're not comparing ourselves to peasants. I know we're above that. But I'll just look at this example. We're the peasants and servants, and God is the king. Right. His job is to supply for us. And when we do what we do every day to go to work and then make our money and do what we got to do, and then our first priority is we got to pay this insurance, we got to pay this mortgage, we got to pay all this, to pay our car payments, all this stuff. That's important to do, but your first priority is not those things. Your first priority isn't your family. And Jesus is he is so extremely. It's hard for me how to say it because I don't want to, but he's just very particular how he says this to people. He says, you can't be my disciple. It's not that I won't let you. It's not that I don't want you to be or that it's going to be hard for you. He said, you can't be. I think he's being sincere when he says, you can't be my disciple unless you hate your mother, unless you hate your father, and you hate your sister, and your brothers, and your nephews. And I'll pull this in Scripture. We'll turn over to Luke 14 with me. You guys would think I'm just pulling this out of my head. It's getting quite tough. This is not going as well as I thought. Chapter 14 of Luke, go to 25. And there went great multitudes with him. And he turned and said unto them, if any man come to me and hate not his father, and his mother, and his wife, and his children, and his brethren, sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. He didn't say that he's not going to let you, or he'd rather you not be. It's impossible. You can't do it. And I know hate's a strong word. I'm sweating, excuse me, guys. But hate's a strong word, I know, but it's not necessarily saying you have to hate them to the point where you just, but it's referring to neglect. You can't have two of the same things that are important in your life. Let me rephrase that. You can't have two things in your life that are important to you. Does that make sense? If two things in your life are important to you, one is not the most important. It says before 6:33, before that, in the earlier verses, it says you cannot serve two masters. You'll either love the one or hate the other, or you'll despise one or hold to one and despise the other. What he means by that is you'll pay more attention to one and neglect the other one. Well, you can't have two things that are equal important to you. If your family, I know everybody's not shouting. I know but this hit me hard. This is a life-changing message. It'll get you on track. I'm telling you, this will pay your bills. I'm telling you right now. God, your first priority should not be your family. Your first priority should not be your bills. Your first priority should not be your ministry. Your first priority should not be where you're going in life. Your first priority should be where is the kingdom and what do I do for it? The Lord told me this. Your question should be when you wake up and whenever the first situation you face in the day, I don't care what it is. How am I doing on time? I have no idea. Amen. Glory to God. Well, the first thing you should say, the first question you should say as soon as you walk into a situation in everyday life is, what decision can I make that's going to benefit the kingdom? No, it doesn't matter what it is. When you're in Publix, and you shop in Publix all the time and you minister to people, I mean, you're in public shopping, doing grocery shopping, whatever you're doing, there's always a decision to be made that can benefit or not benefit the kingdom. You can do one of two things. You can either benefit the kingdom or not. And you need to make up in your mind one of the others doing it. You understand? When you don't put God first place in your life, and a lot of Christians do that. Look, here, I got it. We'll you don't have to turn there, but I'll read it to you. In Luke, I think it's 10:30. Yeah. Luke, the story of Martha and Mary, y'all know that. There's a lot of Christians, me in particular, I'm not condemning anybody, I don't know anybody individually, but there's a lot of Christians now that, because I've talked to them, and I've done this too, they say, God is first place in my life. There's nothing, He is first place, I'm absolutely seeking Him, He's number one. But there's a lot of busy people on earth right now, busy doing they got priorities, they're busy, they got a lot of stuff going on, but they're doing nothing. I got a funny story. I didn't want to say it, but oh well. I knew this guy at work, and he was how do you put this? He liked to kiss up to the boss, in other words, in simple church terms. And he's no longer working with us, but this man, make a long story short, he would, when you'd be at the shop and he'd be running around doing this, run over here, going over here and doing this. And I'm standing there, I'm just looking at him, he's like, running over here, I'm like, what is this doing? My partner walks up and he goes, man, I didn't know anybody could be that busy doing nothing. Because he was really not accomplishing anything. He was just running around doing things that were really not productive by any means. And that's how a lot of us are. We're busy at work, we're busy in our business, we're busy in school doing what we got to do, we're busy doing our things. But are we accomplishing really anything? Understand, you're only here for 80, maybe 90 years. You have a short amount of time here. There's people who have been here that short amount of time, they're gone already. You understand? You got decisions you gotta make them quick. You understand? So this has got to be your first priority in life, and it's got to be big to you. Because if it's not, you're really just busy doing nothing. You know, when we die, how much money you made is not going to matter. Yeah, it'll be there for your kids, but it's not going to matter for you. You know, it doesn't matter. What are you going to do with it? When you die, you know how many vacation homes you had, how far around the world you traveled, how many books you've read. All this doesn't matter. These things don't matter.